Okay, well, here we go. Welcome back. We have gone through 10 episodes already. Wow, 10 of them. We are on episode 11. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Iron Maiden. Okay, so how did we get here? So, just kind of a recap. What am I doing with Brian's playlist reactions? I'm taking you guys on a journey. I'm I'm rediscovering my passion for music. The way I'm doing it is I'm going back mentally in time and I'm retracing my steps, okay? As far as when music became a moving force in my life and who were the most influential. There is going to be, I'm focusing on specific artists, but I'm also going to the periphery as well because there's been a core group of musicians or groups who have remained part of my staple diet of music for my entire life. Okay? And like I said, we're talking Led Zeppelin, we're talking Rush, we're talking Savatage. Jethro Tull will make it in there, but as I'm chronologically trying to piece this puzzle back together again, we haven't reached Tull yet, though they're coming, like in a couple of episodes. Because what happened is like a dam, okay? First, there were a few cracks, and Led Zeppelin was like, wow, this is really cool. And that led me to Rush, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the world to me. Savatage came in. Iron Maiden eventually wound up coming in. Jethro Tull, Pink Floyd. I've featured some other artists because I'm trying to focus mainly on like guitar was what really got me into music, and but there are groups where it wasn't the guitar, it might have been something else, but it was just as influential, if that makes sense. And this is and then of course there are different eras of my life where different artists were much more profound to me than other eras. And oftentimes that would also mean that, maybe I was late to the game in certain respects. Iron Maiden, you know, it was just one of those things. I wasn't raised in a household that was into a lot of different worldly things. I was raised in a Christian household. We weren't really super strict, but stuff like the artwork with Iron Maiden and everything, at least for my parents, that was a turnoff to them. And so it wasn't something like I saw kids at school wearing the shirts, and I'm like, ooh, what is that? Ew, he's kind of gross, Eddie, right? But then as I started discovering music, and someone had played, they didn't play it. They made mention. I seem to remember this would have been. I think this album was 1988, so that would have been. I would have been sophomore year. Well, part of the year was sophomore, the other part was junior, and they had said, "Hey, did you hear the new Iron Maiden?" And I'm like, "No." And you're like, "Oh, I don't like it all that much. It's got some keyboards in it, and Okay. When I thought, well, why are keyboards such a bad thing? I didn't know. Anyways, I'm going on about it, but I wound up listening to Iron Maiden, and I loved them. Absolutely loved them. And why wouldn't you? So as I was trying to decide which song am I going to feature here on the playlist, there are so many, obviously, and there are so many obvious choices. But I don't want to go down the road of, oh, let's just pick the same popular ones that everyone else is reacting to. I wanted one that I think to me was a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? That it demonstrates the all the qualities that made me fall in love with Iron Maiden. Now, Rush got me into these long epic storytelling songs, and Iron Maiden is very good at telling stories. They're very good at the historical stories. You know, I mean, Sabaton does that now, but Iron Maiden was doing that in a little bit of a different way. And here, Seventh Son is more of a kind of a, I don't want to say fantasy, fictitious. How's that story? That was kind of on the darker side, right? But musically, the album was just, to me, it was like, oh my God, what is this? This is awesome. So I decided the title track is probably the one that is going to work for for my purposes here. Okay, so I've talked for like 6 minutes, but we're going to get to the music, and then I'll just finish it off after that. But I'm taking you on this journey with me because I want you guys to be a part of this. So please absolutely comment below. Check out the description box below too for all the different platforms. Something weird's going on here. Okay. All right. Let's do this. This is the 2015 remastered version. I'm not going to go too high. It is getting a little late. Don't want the neighbors getting scared, eh? lot of endurance and stamina to hold that for a long time. Artistic song telling, storytelling. And here we go. What a great, 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 great song, in my opinion. In my opinion. And on my channel, my opinion counts. Oh. So it had everything. It had the storytelling. It had a nice, almost 10 minutes worth of time to sculpt the musical landscape. And it's one of those where they didn't have to cram everything into a 5-minute song. They were able to take their time and just really draw it out. And I love those types of songs. I'm okay with that. Opeth was great for that, is great for that, and they're coming later. Okay, that's one of those bands that came into my life 20 years ago, but this was like 30 some odd years ago for me. Well, even longer maybe. Oh my God, am I that old? Oh, not yet. But anyways, so Iron Maiden became one of those bands for me that so if I think in terms of a dish, I've talked about staple, I've talked about spices in other videos. They would be the drink accompaniment. Just the right wine for the course. You don't have it all the time, but you have it when you have the right dish in front of you. Does that make sense? Is that kind of I don't know, whatever. Um, and it's the technical prowess mixed with just the right sensibility of how to deliver the musical message. You've got two of the greatest guitar player, the duo of Smith and Murray, and they'll add Yannick Gers in there at some point later. But here, Murray and Smith, right? And I talked about in the Queensryche video about Wilton and DeGarmo. Okay, so you're in an era where if you're not a hybrid guitarist, there are two guitar players in your band, and you better be darn good, both of you. I mean, Judas Priest was Tipton and Downey. Did I say it right? I didn't listen to them very much, but my cousin and he loves them, and he talks to me about them all the time. Where they were another one of those strong duos. But this song had all of the wonderful vocals that Bruce was able to always deliver. But I liked this era of Bruce with his voice. So much control, and it's clear and it's powerful. Some things have changed for him vocally as he's older now. And that happens. But Nico on the drums, always great. Steve Harris, always great. There was some of the trademark galloping in there as well. And just, to me, it's the song structure, it's the tone, the recording quality. Yes, this is a 2015 remaster, but it still sounds just as good and clear and good and clear and good and clear and good as the original. Everything about it is, you could just go right down the line. That's the reason I chose this song. The storytelling, the lyrics, the playing, the each individual playing, the playing as a whole, the song structure, all of it. And so Iron Maiden came onto the scene, and they became a force for me musically. Kind of a doorway. Then I started exploring other metal because I hadn't really been into metal too much at this time. I mean, this is right around the time where Savatage came in. But Savatage leapfrogged into being one of my favorites. They weren't one of my first, but they were one of my favorites, one of my staples because of Chris Oliva, right? Does that make sense? And yeah, that's all I have for this one. But we're going to go on to the next one. I'm looking at some Pink Floyd and some Jethro Tull coming up. And at some point, probably going to circle back and sprinkle in some more Maiden. Because I think this journey, it requires, it's going to become lengthy, but it's going to require visiting bands I think, a little bit more than just once. Okay. And I really want to get back to, I know I am going to be getting back to Rush, and I think I'm going to feature 2112 and Hemispheres, both of those. I may even do the Fountain of Lamneth. Just the whole storytelling thing, it was just, it blows me away. That's what really, really made me fall in love with this style of music. Rock and roll, metal, all of that, the progressive sound. We're not going to say Iron Maiden is progressive, but they certainly are not mundane in their song structures. There is movement. There are changes, transitions, all of the things that make the storytelling fluid instead of just a static song. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm done with work. I'm done with this. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get up. I'm going to work tomorrow. While I'm working, I'm going to think of what's coming next. I do know what's coming next. So just keep your high hopes up. God bless you. Jesus loves you. I will talk to you later.